Chosen one, stop scrolling. God is about to shut your life down for a few days, and it's the most loving thing He could do for you. Listen to me carefully. Right now, this very moment, something is happening to your body that you can't explain. You're waking up exhausted, even after 8 hours of sleep. You're drinking coffee like it's medicine, but the fog won't lift. You went to your doctor last week, didn't you? They ran the tests. They smiled and said, "You're fine for your age, but you know better. Your body says you're fine, but your soul is screaming something's wrong." Here's what they can't see on those tests. Heaven has issued a sacred shutdown order over your life. Not a suggestion, an order. You're about to enter what I call spiritual incubation. And this isn't for a few hours. This is for days. Let me paint you the picture. It's like when the streets of New York suddenly go silent right before a blizzard hits. That eerie quiet, that stillness. Everyone who knows what's coming gets inside, locks the door, and waits. That's you right now. Heaven just pulled the emergency brake on your life, and you felt it, didn't you? You thought you were getting sick. You thought maybe you're just getting older. But what if I told you God is forcing you into a spiritual coma of protection? What if the exhaustion, the fog, the sudden need to be alone? What if that's not weakness? What if that's divine intervention? Here's the part that should terrify you. If you ignore this, if you keep pushing through like you always do, you risk walking unprotected into a storm you cannot see yet. But if you stay with me, if you listen to what I'm about to reveal, this message may literally save your life and your mind. Something in you just leaned in, didn't it? Type "I'm listening, Lord" in the comments right now. That's not just a comment, that's your agreement with heaven. In a few minutes, I'm going to tell you why your alarms won't wake you up tomorrow, why your body is about to ignore your calendar, why people who need you won't be able to reach you. But first, you need to understand what this incubation really is, because God is not punishing you, He's hiding you. You know what breaks my heart? It's when I talk to someone who's spent the last 6 months feeling like they've been shoved into a corner by life. Maybe it's you. Maybe you retired and suddenly don't know who you are anymore. Maybe your kids moved across the country and the house feels like a tomb. Maybe you had that surgery and your body just won't bounce back like it used to. Maybe you lost your job at 67 and nobody's calling you back, and you're sitting there thinking, "I'm useless. I'm falling behind. I'm wasting the last good years I have left." But what if I told you something that's going to flip your entire perspective upside down? This is not isolation, beloved. This is incubation. You're not in a prison. You're in a divine ICU. Let me explain what I mean, because this is going to change everything you thought about your current season. When a baby is born too early, too fragile, too vulnerable to survive in the open air, what do doctors do? They don't throw that child into the world and say, "Good luck, kid." No. They place that precious life into an incubator, a controlled environment, protected, monitored, separated from everything that could harm them, while their lungs develop, while their heart grows stronger, while their body learns how to live. That baby isn't being punished. That baby is being saved. And right now, God has placed you in His incubator. Not because you're weak, because you're precious. Not because you failed, because He's preparing you for what's next. See, there's a massive difference between how you see your situation and how heaven sees it. You look at your empty calendar and think, "Nobody needs me anymore." But God looks at that same calendar and says, "Perfect. Now I can finally have you to myself without all the noise." You feel like you're falling behind while everyone else is moving forward. But heaven says, "I've taken you off the battlefield to stop the bleeding. I saw the wounds you were hiding. I saw the exhaustion you were masking with a smile. and I loved you too much to let you keep going. Listen to what David wrote in Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. The secret place. Not the public platform, not the crowded room, the hidden place where God does his deepest work. Think about Moses. God didn't use him when he was strutting around Pharaoh's palace in designer robes. God hid Moses in the wilderness for 40 years. First, 40 years. Can you imagine? Moses probably thought, God, I'm rotting out here with these sheep. I'm wasting my education, my connections, my prime years. But God was saying, I'm not wasting you. I'm preparing you. Because what I'm about to ask you to do requires a man who knows how to hear my voice in the silence. You thought life shoved you into a corner, but God quietly rolled you into his intensive care unit. And I need you to understand what happens in an ICU. When they wheel you into intensive care, they don't do it because everything's fine. They do it because you need specialized attention. They close the curtain around your bed. They limit your visitors. They monitor every heartbeat, every breath. It looks like isolation, but it's actually the most focused care you can receive. That's where you are right now. Heaven has put a do not disturb sign on your soul. Not to abandon you, but to heal you. Not to forget you, but to focus on you. Maybe you've been feeling useless lately. Maybe you wake up and wonder what the point is anymore. Maybe you look at younger people running around busy and important, and you feel invisible. If that's you, I want you to do something right now. Write this in the comments. I'm not useless. I'm in God's ICU. Let that be your declaration. Let that be your new truth. Because here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. While you've been lying there feeling forgotten, God has been working. While you thought you were wasting time, heaven was rebuilding your foundation. While you felt sidelined, God was repositioning you for an assignment that requires everything you're learning in this silence. You're not locked out of life, beloved. Life is being rebuilt around you while you rest. Think about it. When they renovate a building in Manhattan, what do? They put up scaffolding. They cover the whole structure. From the outside, it looks abandoned, shut down, dead. But inside? Inside, they're gutting the old systems, reinforcing the foundation, rewiring the electricity, installing new plumbing. And when those coverings finally come down, people walk by and gasp, because what was old and crumbling is now magnificent. That's you. You're under construction, and God doesn't let people watch while he's doing his best work. So why is your body suddenly betraying your plans? Why is God messing with your schedule on purpose? Because what he's about to release you into requires a version of you that can only be built in the secret place. And you're about to discover exactly what he's protecting you from while you're hidden in his care. But first, you need to understand the enemy that's hunting you right now. You set 3 alarms last night, didn't you? You've been doing that for years. 7 a.m., 7:15, 7:30, because you know yourself. You know you're disciplined. You know you don't sleep in. But this morning, something happened that scared you. You heard them, all 3. You heard them ringing somewhere far away, like they were underwater. And your body, your faithful, reliable body, refused to obey. You drifted back under like someone was holding you down. And when you finally opened your eyes, it was 11:47 a.m. What is happening to you? Let me tell you something that's going to shake you to your core. This isn't age catching up with you. This isn't laziness. This isn't depression, though the enemy would love for you to believe that lie. What you're experiencing right now is lockdown, holy lockdown. Heaven has issued a direct command to your nervous system, and your body is obeying God before it obeys you. Listen to me carefully, chosen one. You remember last Tuesday? You sat down in your favorite chair just for a minute. You told yourself just to rest your eyes. 2.5 hours later, you woke up disoriented, confused, asking yourself what year it is. Yesterday, you cancelled lunch with your daughter. You don't even know why. The words just came out of your mouth. "I can't make it today." She was hurt. You could hear it in her voice. But something in you knew you had to stay home. This is what divine intervention looks like when God needs you still. The Bible says in Psalm 46:10, "Be still and know that I am God." But that word still in Hebrew is rapha. It doesn't mean peaceful stillness. It means to let go, to become weak, to cease striving. God is literally commanding your body to rapha, to stop fighting, stop performing, stop pretending you have strength you don't actually have anymore. You've been the strong one your whole life, haven't you? The responsible one. The one everyone calls when things fall apart. You raised children on strength you didn't have. You buried your spouse and showed up to work the next week. You've been the rock, the foundation, the one who never breaks. But right now, God is saying something that might offend your pride. Sit down before I lay you down. Heaven just hit the power switch on your hustle, and you're under divine anesthesia, whether you like it or not. Think about this. When a surgeon performs a life-saving operation, what's the first thing they do? They put you to sleep. They don't ask your permission to make you unconscious. They don't negotiate with your schedule. They say, count backwards from 10, and before you hit 7, you're gone. Why? Because the surgery they're about to perform is so delicate, so critical, that your conscious interference would kill you. That's what's happening to you right now. God is telling your nervous system, be still. I'm doing surgery on your soul. You can't see the scalpel. You can't feel the incision. But make no mistake, you're on the operating table, and the great physician is working. But here's where most of you are fighting this. You feel guilty. You're looking at your phone, seeing texts you haven't returned. You're staring at your calendar, watching appointments you're missing. You're hearing that voice in your head, that cruel, relentless voice saying, "What's wrong with you? Why are you so weak? Why can't you just push through like you always have?" Stop. Stop right there. That voice is not conviction. That's condemnation. And condemnation doesn't come from God. Romans 8:1 is crystal clear. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus. If the voice you're hearing makes you feel worthless, it's not the Holy Spirit. It's the enemy trying to pull you out of the incubator before the process is complete. If this is reading your life like a diary right now, if I'm describing your last 72 hours with supernatural accuracy, pause and hit that like button. Not for me. For the next chosen one, scrolling their feed at 2 a.m., wondering if they're losing their mind. Let them know they're not alone. Now, here's what you need to understand about these next few days. Time is about to bend around you. Hours will vanish. Days will blur together. You'll look at your watch and swear it was just morning, but somehow the sun is setting. These aren't lost days, beloved. These are hidden days. Sacred days. Days when heaven pulls you out of the timeline so hell can't track you. What if the very thing you're fighting, this bone-deep exhaustion, is the only thing standing between you and a disaster you can't see yet? What if God looked down the corridor of your future, saw something coming for you, and said, "Not on my watch. I'm pulling them out of circulation before that assignment reaches them." You're not breaking down. You're being broken open. There's a difference. In a moment, I'm going to tell you exactly what God is protecting you from during this incubation. I'm going to show you what hell had planned for this week that will never touch you now. But first, you need to make a decision. Are you going to keep fighting the shutdown, or are you going to surrender to the surgery? Because here's the truth that will set you free. Don't panic when you can't move. Praise. It means the surgery is still in progress, and what heaven is removing from you right now. You're going to thank God you never had to face it conscious. You know what breaks my heart? It's watching God's chosen ones fight to stay in rooms they've already outgrown, clinging to relationships that stopped nourishing them years ago, holding on to church roles that drain their spirit instead of filling it, refusing to let go of patterns that are slowly killing them from the inside out. Listen to me, beloved. There are relationships, habits, even ministries you would never walk away from on your own. So God is pulling you away for you. I'm talking to the grandmother whose adult children suddenly went silent. The grandfather who used to get 5 calls a week and now gets 1 text a month. You lie awake at 2 a.m. wondering what you did wrong. You replay conversations from Thanksgiving, from Christmas, searching for the moment you said something that made them pull back. But what if their distance isn't rejection? What if it's divine redirection? What if God is removing toxic access to your anointing? Because here's what you haven't considered. Maybe they weren't pulling away from you. Maybe God was pulling you away from them. From the drama, from the manipulation, from the constant drain on your peace that you kept calling family obligation. You would have never set that boundary yourself. You're too loyal, too committed, too afraid of being called selfish. So heaven set it for you. I'm talking to the one who served in that same church position for 37 years. You poured everything into it. Your time, your money, your very soul. Then one Sunday, they replaced you. Didn't even have the decency to call you first. You found out when someone else was standing in your spot. That pain is real. That betrayal cut deep. But what if that wasn't the end of your ministry? What if that was God forcibly graduating you from a season you kept repeating because it felt safe? What if He closed that door because you wouldn't? Hiddenness is not rejection, dear one. Hiddenness is selection. God hides what He values. He doesn't put His most precious treasures on display for everyone to touch, to criticize, to contaminate. He pulls them into the secret place. He covers them. He conceals them until the appointed time. Think about the caterpillar. When it feels that transformation coming, it doesn't announce it to the whole garden. It doesn't invite spectators. It seals itself inside a cocoon where no one can see the messy middle, where no one can judge the process, where no one can say, that doesn't look like a butterfly yet. Because transformation requires privacy, it requires protection, it requires a space where you can fall apart without performing for an audience. You're in the cocoon right now, and I know it feels like death. I know it feels like isolation. I know it feels like God forgot you in the darkness. But this isn't abandonment. This is metamorphosis. He pulled you off the stage to fix the cracks that were forming under the spotlight. He removed you from the noise so you could finally hear His voice again. For 60, 70, 80 years, you've been everyone else's answer. The one they called at midnight. The one who showed up to every crisis. The one who sacrificed your own needs to meet theirs. And it felt righteous, didn't it? It felt like that's what good Christians do. But somewhere along the way, you stopped hearing God's voice because you were too busy answering everyone else's calls. So He muted their voices. Not forever. Just long enough for you to remember His. The retirement you didn't want, the health issue that forced you to slow down, the friend who stopped calling after 40 years, the church that moved on without you. These aren't punishments. These are divine interruptions. God is physically removing you from environments that were slowly eroding your purpose. Because here's the truth that's going to set you free tonight. You cannot transform in the same environment that deformed you. You cannot heal in the same space that wounded you. You cannot become who God called you to be while surrounded by people who need you to stay who you were. Let me ask you something that's going to cut straight to your soul. What are you afraid will happen if you let go? What are you terrified people will say about you if you stop showing up? Are you more afraid of disappointing them or disobeying God? Take 10 seconds right now. Close your eyes if you need to. Whisper this prayer. Lord, show me what you're hiding me from. And if something pops into your mind, a name, a place, a pattern, write just one word about it in the comments. Don't overshare. Don't explain. Just encode it with God. Let him know you're finally ready to see what he's been trying to show you. Because the incubation isn't just about rest. It's about removal. God is pulling you into divine witness protection. He's extracting you from situations that look harmless but are spiritually lethal. He's severing connections that felt like loyalty but were actually bondage. You're not missing out, beloved. You're being called into the secret place, into the hidden chamber, into the sacred space where God does his deepest work on his most treasured vessels. But here's what's about to shock you. This incubation isn't just changing where you are, it's changing how you experience time itself. And what I'm about to reveal next will explain why days feel like weeks, and why God is literally bending time around your breakthrough. You know what's been happening to you lately, don't you? Time stopped making sense. You took a nap last Tuesday afternoon, just closed your eyes for what felt like 20 minutes, and when you woke up, 3 hours had vanished. Gone. Like someone reached into your life and stole an entire afternoon. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you've been sitting in that chair for what feels like days. But when you check the clock, only 15 minutes have passed. Your mind isn't slipping, chosen one. Your perception of time is being recalibrated. Let me tell you something that's going to shake everything you thought you knew about getting older. The world has convinced you that you're running out of time, that the clock is ticking faster now, that every birthday is a countdown, every gray hair is a warning, every slow morning is evidence that your best years are behind you. But what if I told you that God is about to pull you completely out of that lie? There are two kinds of time in Scripture, and most people never learn the difference. The Greeks had a word for clock time, chronos. That's minutes ticking by, hours on your watch, days on the calendar. Chronos is the time that makes you panic at 75, thinking, I don't have enough left. But then there's Kairos, God's time, the appointed moment, the fullness of time, the instant when heaven invades earth and everything shifts in a single breath. Galatians 4:4 says, When the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son, not when the clock said it was time, when the moment was perfectly aligned. That's Kairos. That's the time you're about to enter. Listen carefully. In this incubation, God is pulling you out of Chronos and dropping you into Kairos. He's unhooking you from the ticking clock and plugging you into his eternal now. And in that space, dear one, he can do in 3 days what would have taken you 3 years of grinding, striving, struggling to accomplish. Think about it like this. You know how in New York, sometimes you get in an elevator and it skips floors. You press the button for the 10th floor, but the elevator shoots straight past 3, 4, 5, 6, doesn't stop, doesn't slow down, and suddenly you're there. You didn't have to walk those flights. You didn't have to climb those stairs. You were lifted. That's what's happening to you right now. God is skipping the floors you thought you had to climb. The healing you thought would take months, he's compressing it into days. The breakthrough you thought required years of therapy, years of prayer meetings, years of fighting, he's collapsing time around your situation. But here's what breaks my heart. Some of you are sitting there right now, and I can feel the weight you're carrying. You're secretly terrified that you wasted your life. You look back at the decades, and all you see are mistakes, missed opportunities, wrong turns. You think, I'm 73 years old. It's too late for me. Stop right there. Isaiah 46:4 records God saying, "Even to your old age I am He, and even to grey hairs I will carry you. I have made and I will bear, even I will carry and will deliver you." Did you catch that? Even to grey hairs, not in spite of them, not before them, even to them. Your age is not a disqualification, it's a divine appointment. In Kairos time, God doesn't just heal your present, He reaches back and redeems your past. He takes those wasted years, the ones the locusts ate, the ones the enemy stole, the ones you threw away in your own foolishness, and He reverses the damage. Joel 2:25 isn't just poetry. I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten. Restore, not replace, not make you forget. Restore what was taken and give it back with interest. Right now, while you're in this fog, while you're in this exhaustion that won't lift, while you're in this strange stillness that feels like you've disappeared from the world, God is literally reversing the wear and tear of decades. He's rewinding the clock on your body, your mind, your spirit. Not to make you 25 again, but to restore the strength, the clarity, the fire that the years tried to steal. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're not out of time. You've just been moved from one kind of time into another. Think about what Jesus did at the wedding in Cana. John 2 tells us the servants filled 6 stone jars with water, 120 gallons of plain water. But when they drew it out, it wasn't just wine, it was the best wine. Wine that should have taken years to age, decades to ferment. Jesus compressed time. He skipped the process and went straight to the finished product. That's you right now, chosen one. You're the water jar. And God is about to draw out wine that tastes like it's been aging for a lifetime, because it has. Every trial, every tear, every moment you thought was wasted, it's been fermenting. And what comes out of this incubation won't be cheap wine. It's going to be the finest vintage anyone's ever tasted. If you've been secretly afraid that you wasted your life, I need you to do something right now. Don't think about it. Just write it out loud in the comments. I give my time back to God. Watch what that confession does in your spirit. Watch how heaven responds when you surrender your clock to His calendar. Your healing, your alignment, your breakthrough. It's been pulled out of earthly delay and plugged into God's now. But now that you've stepped out of time, I need to show you what God is doing behind the scenes of your finances and your family while you're shut down. Because while you're resting, heaven is working overtime. Let me tell you what's really eating at you right now, chosen one. You're sitting there thinking, if I stop, everything falls apart. The bills, the grandkids who need you, that leaky faucet in the bathroom, your daughter's marriage that's hanging by a thread, your son who still can't seem to get his life together at 43 years old. You've been the glue holding everything together for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to let go. Every morning for the last 30 years, you've woken up carrying the weight of people who should be carrying themselves. You've been the fixer, the provider, the prayer warrior standing in the gap when everyone else gave up. But here's what's about to wreck every lie you've believed. While you lay down, God picks up what you've been dragging for years. Listen to me carefully. Heaven doesn't need your exhaustion to accomplish His will. God doesn't require your burnout to balance your bank account. The Almighty doesn't need you running on fumes to fix your family. Psalm 127:2 says it plainly. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so He giveth His beloved sleep. Did you catch that? He gives His beloved sleep. Not as punishment, not as laziness, as a gift, as a strategy, as a supernatural setup for blessing you couldn't earn if you worked yourself to death trying. You want to know what God's doing while you're in this incubation? Let me paint you the picture your natural eyes can't see. Right now, while you're feeling foggy and exhausted, angels are opening doors you never knocked on. There's a person 3 states away who just thought of your name for the first time in 15 years, and they're about to call with an opportunity that makes no logical sense. There's a check being written that has your address on it, and the person writing it doesn't even know why they feel compelled to send it. That bill you've been losing sleep over? The one that's been sitting on your kitchen table for 2 weeks, making your stomach turn every time you look at it. Heaven's accounting department is handling it right now, not next month, not when you figure it out. Right now, your daughter, the one whose marriage you've been praying over every single morning at 5 a.m. for the last 3 years. Her husband's heart is softening as we speak. He doesn't know why. He can't explain it. But something shifted in his spirit yesterday afternoon, and he's starting to see her the way he did when they first met. This is what happens when you stop grinding and start trusting. This is what it looks like when heaven clocks in while you clock out. You've fought for every dollar you ever made, haven't you? Worked overtime, took the extra shift, said yes when your body screamed no. You've hustled, sacrificed, and scraped by for decades, believing that your effort equals your outcome. But God is about to teach you a lesson that will change the rest of your life. You're going to learn what it means to be funded by favor instead of fueled by fight. Isaiah 30:15 declares, "In returning and rest shall ye be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Not in your hustle, not in your anxiety, not in your sleepless nights calculating pennies. In rest, in quietness, in the confidence that the God who created galaxies with a whisper can certainly handle your light bill. Your sleep is becoming a seed, beloved. Every hour you rest in obedience is planting something in the spiritual realm that's going to harvest in ways that will leave you speechless. While you're horizontal, heaven is vertical. While you're still, God is moving. While you think nothing's happening, everything is shifting. But let me be clear about something that most preachers won't tell you. This isn't about you being lazy. This isn't about you giving up. This is about you finally understanding that you're not off duty, you're in the commander's care. When a general pulls his best soldier off the front lines, it's not because that soldier failed. It's because that soldier is too valuable to lose to exhaustion. God is pulling you back not because you're worthless, but because you're priceless. If you're believing God to work while you rest, if something in your spirit is recognizing that this incubation is strategic, not punitive, type the number 99 inches the comments right now. That's your prophetic sign. That's you agreeing with heaven's strategy. And if you haven't subscribed yet, join this community of chosen ones. You shouldn't walk through this season alone. You're about to know what it feels like to be blessed without burning out. You're about to discover that God's grace doesn't just save you, it funds you, protects you, elevates you, while you do absolutely nothing but trust Him. But listen closely, because God isn't just fixing things around you. He's digging into the deepest rooms inside you, the rooms you've kept locked for 40, 50, 60 years, the places where the real warfare lives. The memories you buried, the pain you swallowed, the anger you never processed. That's where we're going next. And what I'm about to show you will explain why this shutdown had to happen now. Chosen one, I need to ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. When was the last time you felt truly safe? Not just physically safe behind locked doors, but soul safe. Safe enough to let down the armor you've been wearing since you were 7 years old? You see, there's a wound inside you that's so old you don't even remember when it started. Maybe it was the day your father told you to stop crying and be strong. Maybe it was the night your mother chose her addiction over you. Maybe it was that moment in 3rd grade when the other kids laughed, and something inside you decided never to be vulnerable again. You've carried that wound for 70 years, 80 years. You carried it through your wedding day. You carried it through the birth of your children. You carried it through every funeral, every disappointment, every midnight when you couldn't sleep because the pain was louder than the silence. And you tried to fix it, didn't you? You went to therapy. You prayed. You read the books. You forgave the people. You did everything right. But there are parts of you, deep, hidden parts that never felt safe enough to come out into the light. Let me tell you what's really happening during this incubation. This isn't just rest. This is heaven's operating room. God is performing surgery on wounds that words never touched. He's reaching into places that talking therapy couldn't reach, that prayer meetings couldn't access, that even your own willpower couldn't penetrate. The psalmist knew this when he wrote in Psalm 147:3, "He healeth the broken in heart, and bindeth up their wounds." Not he discusses your wounds, not he acknowledges your pain. He heals, he binds up, he performs spiritual surgery. But here's what you need to understand about divine surgery. It hurts before it heals. You might cry in your sleep over the next few days. You might wake up with tears on your pillow and not even know why. You might feel old memories surfacing, memories you thought you'd buried decades ago. Faces you haven't seen in 50 years might appear in your dreams. Conversations you thought you'd forgotten might replay in your mind. Don't panic. That's not a breakdown. That's infection leaving. You see, God is like a surgeon removing shrapnel from an old war wound. The shrapnel has been in there so long, your body built tissue around it. You learned to live with it. You learned to walk with that limp, to smile through that ache, to function despite the pain. But just because you learned to live with it doesn't mean it was meant to stay. Think about that divorce that shattered you 40 years ago. You moved on, you rebuilt, but did you ever really heal? Or did you just learn to avoid that room in your heart where the betrayal lives? Think about those children who stopped calling. You tell yourself you're fine. You say you understand they're busy. But late at night, when the house is quiet, don't you still wonder what you did wrong? Don't you still carry that rejection like a stone in your chest? Think about the spouse you buried. Everyone said you were so strong at the funeral, so composed, so faithful. But who gave you permission to fall apart? Who told you it was okay to not be the rock for once? You've been the strong one for so long, you forgot what it feels like to be held. You've been everyone's anchor for so many years, you don't even know how to drift anymore. You've spent decades taking care of everyone else's wounds while your own festered in the dark. But God sees what you've been hiding. 2 Corinthians 12:9 declares, "My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." Not your strength, His strength, made perfect in your weakness. During this incubation, God is peeling off armor that kept you alive, but is now keeping you from living. He's untangling knots that were tied before you even knew your own name. He's speaking to the little girl inside the 70-year-old woman. He's reaching for the scared boy inside the 80-year-old man. This is why you need to be still. This is why He's shutting you down. Because you would never slow down long enough to let Him touch those places. You would keep pushing, keep performing, keep pretending you're fine. So He's forcing the issue. He's creating the conditions where healing can finally happen. You thought you were just tired. But God is administering anesthesia to your soul, so He can operate on the parts of you that have been screaming in silence for decades. Right now, I want you to do something. Put your hand over your heart. Feel it beating. That heart has carried so much pain, so much grief, so much unspoken sorrow, and I want you to whisper these words. Lord, during this incubation, heal what I'm too tired to explain. If you feel led, drop just one phrase in the comments right now. Just 3 words. Healing my heart, healing my mind, healing my body. Let that be your prayer. Let that be your declaration. Because you're not losing your strength during this shutdown. You're trading survival mode for real healing. You're exchanging the armor that's been crushing you for the freedom you were always meant to carry. When this surgery is over, you won't wake up the same. The question is, are you ready to meet who you're going to be when incubation ends? You know what's eating at you right now? It's not the incubation itself. It's the confusion. It's waking up every morning feeling like you're supposed to be somewhere, doing something, but you can't figure out what or where anymore. You had plans, didn't you? Real plans. Maybe it was that ministry you were going to start. Maybe it was finally traveling after retirement. Maybe it was being there for your grandkids every single week. You had it all mapped out in your mind. And then, everything went sideways. Suddenly, nothing feels right. The things that used to excite you feel empty. The people you thought would be there forever just drifted away. Your own body won't cooperate with the schedule you've set. And you're sitting there thinking, did I miss a turn somewhere? Did I mess this up? Let me stop you right there. This is not you failing. This is not you getting old and confused. This is not dementia creeping in. And this is not God punishing you for something you did 40 years ago. This is God hitting the recalculate button on your life's GPS. You ever been driving through the city and missed your exit? What does that GPS voice say? Recalculating route. It doesn't scream at you. It doesn't shut down. It just calmly finds you a new way to get where you're supposed to go. That's what's happening to you right now. God is recalculating the route to get you to your destiny with fewer scars, fewer wrong turns, fewer toxic people draining your anointing. But here's where it gets hard for people your age, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You're thinking, it's too late to start over. I'm 73 years old. I'm 68. I'm 82. My chance already came and went. Stop. Just stop. God is not starting you over. He's starting you fresh. There's a difference. Starting over means going back to square one, losing everything you've learned. Starting fresh means you keep all the wisdom, all the battle scars, all the discernment you've earned through decades of walking with Him, but now He's giving you a new assignment that fits who you've become. Moses was 80 when God gave him the burning bush. 80 years old. Can you imagine? The man spent 40 years thinking he was somebody in Pharaoh's palace, then 40 years thinking he was nobody in the desert, and then God said, "Now you're ready. Now you know enough. Now you've been humbled enough. Now you can lead my people." Abraham was 75 when God told him to pack up everything and go to a land he'd never seen. 75. Most people are thinking about retiring to Florida at 75, and God's telling Abraham, "You're about to father nations." You see, what you call too late, God calls right on time. But I know what you're really afraid of. You're afraid that all those years, the raising kids, the working that job you didn't love, the staying in that marriage that almost broke you, the serving in that church that never appreciated you, you're afraid all of it was wasted. You're afraid you missed the good stuff. But what if I told you that you weren't missing anything? What if you were gathering wisdom, gathering discernment, gathering spiritual muscle that you never had when you were 25 and thought you knew everything? You are not behind, beloved. You are deeper. Think about it. When you were younger, you had energy but no wisdom. You had passion but no patience. You had dreams but no discernment to know which ones were from God and which ones were from your own ego. But now you can smell a lie from 3 blocks away. Now you know the difference between someone who loves you and someone who needs you. Now you understand that some doors close because God is protecting you, not punishing you. 2 Corinthians 4:16 says it plain. Therefore we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. Your body might be slowing down, but your spirit is speeding up. Your flesh might be tired, but your discernment has never been sharper. God is moving you off the crowded highway where everyone's rushing and crashing and stressing. He's putting you on a higher road, a scenic route that only a few can walk. It's quieter up there, lonelier sometimes. But the view is breathtaking. You thought delay meant denial, but what felt like God making you wait was really destiny taking the scenic route so you'd arrive whole instead of broken. Here's what I need you to do right now. In the comments, I dare you to write this. I'm not lost. I'm being rerouted. Say it out loud if you have to, because that's not just a nice phrase. That's your agreement with God's new map. That's you telling heaven, I trust you even when I can't see where this road goes. But now comes the question that's probably keeping you up at night. What happens when this incubation ends? When God finally says, wake up, who are you going to be then? Because you won't be who you were before you went in. That version of you is dying in this cocoon. So who's coming out? Listen to me, chosen one. One day, without warning, without fanfare, without you even asking for it, the fog lifts. You wake up and you feel different. Not different like I slept better last night, different. Different like your soul just downloaded an upgrade you didn't know was possible. Different like you've been breathing underwater your whole life, and suddenly someone handed you lungs that work. Let me tell you what's changed. And I want you to pay close attention because this is your future I'm describing right now. That thing that used to trigger you every single time? That comment from your daughter that would ruin your whole week? That memory that would hijack your peace at 2 a.m., it still exists. But now when it shows up, something strange happens. You look at it, and you feel nothing. Not suppressed rage, not buried pain, nothing. Like looking at a photograph of someone else's life. The fear that's been your roommate for 70 years? That constant companion whispering worst-case scenarios in your ear? It's still there somewhere, but the volume is turned down so low you have to strain to hear it. And in its place, there's this peace. This strange, unexplainable peace that makes no logical sense given your bank account, given your health report, given your family situation. Old temptations, the ones that used to own you, control you, define you, suddenly they feel boring, like watching a movie you've seen too many times. You're not white-knuckling your way past them anymore. You're just not interested. And that shocks you more than anything else. Here's what's going to blow your mind, beloved. The bitterness you've been carrying like a badge of honor, the grudges you've been feeding and watering for decades, they've been replaced with this strange compassion. You look at the people who hurt you, and instead of rage, you feel pity. You see them clearly now. You see their pain. You see what drove them to wound you, and somehow, impossibly, you want them healed. But it's your voice that's going to shock people the most. Your voice will carry weight now, not volume, weight. You'll speak less, way less, because you've learned that silence is a language too. But when you do open your mouth, something shifts in the room. People lean in, conversations stop. Even your grandkids who never listen to anything will suddenly get quiet when you speak. Because your words aren't just words anymore. They're surgical. They cut through noise and land exactly where they need to land. You're not giving advice anymore. You're releasing assignments. You're not sharing opinions. You're speaking truth that's been refined in fire. Think about Moses coming down from that mountain. Exodus 34-29 says his face was radiant because he had spoken with the Lord. The people couldn't even look at him, not because he was trying to be impressive, but because when you've been alone with God, you can't hide it. It leaks out of your pores. That's you after incubation. Your very presence will testify without you saying a word. People will feel different around you and not understand why. Your adult children will call you more. Strangers will open up to you in grocery store lines. Neighbors will knock on your door with problems they've never told anyone else. Why? Because something in them recognizes something in you. They recognize the presence of God. You'll walk into rooms like a living answer to prayers people haven't even prayed yet. And you won't be trying. You won't be performing. You'll just be you. The real you. The you that was buried under 70 years of survival and striving and proving yourself. You think I'm exaggerating? You think I'm painting some fantasy that'll never happen to you? Then explain Caleb, 85 years old, in Joshua 14:10-11, and he says, I am still as strong today as the day Moses sent me out. I'm just as vigorous to go out to battle now as I was then. 85. That man came out of the wilderness stronger than he went in, not weaker, stronger. That's what incubation does. It doesn't diminish you, it rebuilds you. You won't just be back, beloved. You'll be rebuilt from the foundation up. New operating system, new spiritual software, new capacity to carry what God's been trying to give you for years, but you weren't ready to hold. If you're ready for that version of you, the healed you, the calm you, the sharp you, the Spirit-led you, who doesn't need anyone's approval anymore, type this right now. When I wake up, I'll be new. That's not hope. That's prophecy. You're speaking your future into existence. But there's one more thing you need to do while you're still in this incubation. Something that will mark this season forever, not just in your life, but in heaven's records. Something that will determine whether you come out with double or settle for just enough. Are you ready to hear what God's been waiting to tell you? Chosen one, we've walked a long road together tonight. God pulled you into incubation. He hid you from a storm you couldn't see. He stepped you outside of time itself while the world kept spinning. He worked on the deepest wounds in your spirit while you thought you were just tired. He healed parts of you that medicine can't touch. He rerouted your entire path while you slept. And right now, in this very moment, He's preparing to wake you up brand new. But here's what most people miss. You can experience all of this and still fight it. You can receive divine intervention and reject it because it doesn't look the way you expected. So before I release you, before you close this video and go back to your life, we need to settle something between you and heaven. I want you to pray with me, not just listen to me pray. I want you to speak these words out loud, right where you are. I don't care if you're in your living room, your bedroom, sitting in your car in a parking lot. Open your mouth and repeat after me. Lord, I surrender to your incubation. I will not fight the stillness anymore. I trust you with my time, my body, my finances, and my future. While I rest, you work. While I sleep, you heal. While I wait, you prepare. When I wake up, I will walk in everything you've been building in secret, in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. If you prayed that from your heart, if you meant every word, write Amen in the comments right now. Don't scroll past this. That's not just a word you're typing. That's your signature on heaven's contract. That's you telling God, I trust you with my incubation season. Do what you need to do. Now listen to me carefully. You're about to go through something that will confuse everyone around you. Your children might call and say, Mom, are you okay? You've been so quiet. Your friends might text asking why you're not answering. Your church might wonder where you went. And here's what I need you to understand. You don't owe anyone an explanation for what God is doing in you. Elijah didn't explain to Jezebel why he was under that broom tree. David didn't hold a press conference about his cave season. Jesus didn't apologize to the disciples for disappearing into the wilderness for 40 days. When God puts you in incubation, He puts a do not disturb sign on your spirit. And anyone who violates that is fighting God Himself. But you don't have to walk through this alone. That's why this community exists. Thousands of chosen ones just like you, going through seasons that don't make sense to the natural mind. Subscribe to this channel right now and stay connected. We're not just viewers here, we're a family. We understand the strange ways God moves. We don't judge the messy middle. We celebrate the mysterious process. And here's what I want you to do before this week is over. Share this message with one person, just one. That friend who keeps saying, "I'm so tired, I can't keep going." That family member who's been dragging themselves through life on fumes. That neighbor who mentioned they haven't felt like themselves in months. This might be the explanation they've been begging God for. This might be the permission they needed to finally stop fighting and start trusting. Because here's the truth that's going to set you free tonight. If your body suddenly needs more sleep in the coming days, don't panic. If your plans fall apart this week, don't assume it's the enemy. If doors close that you thought were from God, don't think you missed it. Ask first, "Lord, is this you putting me in incubation?" And if the answer is yes, if you feel that confirmation in your spirit, then lay down. Stop fighting. Stop forcing. Stop trying to make things happen in your own strength. Let the great physician work. Let him rewire your thoughts. Let him heal your memories. Let him rearrange your future. Let him prepare you for what's coming that you're not ready for yet. Job 33-15, 1:6 says, "In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on people as they slumber in their beds, he may speak in their ears." God does some of his deepest work while you're unconscious to the process. While you think nothing's happening, everything is happening. So when you wake up from this incubation, when heaven says, "It's time," your world will never look the same again. Your family will ask, "What happened to you?" Your doctor will be confused by test results that don't match your age. Your bank account will start moving in ways you can't explain. Your relationships will shift. Your clarity will return. Your purpose will ignite. You're not being benched, beloved. You're being rebuilt. You're not being sidelined. You're being repositioned. You're not dying. You're not done. You're not forgotten. You are being kept in God's holy incubation for your safety, for your future, and for the people who will need the version of you that wakes up from this. Now go. Rest. Trust. And when you rise, the world will witness what God builds in secret.